What's going on, everybody? It's the Bearded One back with another beer review. This will be the permanent set for reviews. I'll probably, I still like to review in my backyard, so that will probably still be a thing if I review outside while I'm watching the kid, or if it's just gorgeous weather outside and I'm gonna sit on the back porch. I've got some late evening, nighttime reviews coming up, and you will probably, if you follow the channel, if you don't just randomly watch my videos, those reviews will be coming up. You'll have seen them by now, I think. But as far as if I'm going to record indoors, this will be the new background or whatever from here on out. So let's just get into it. Hometown Heroes XEO, otherwise known as Cross-Eyed Owl. This is their flagship Dragoon Red Ale. It's exactly what it says it is. There's a can. They put the stats on there. Not much to say. I mostly got this added to the to add to the can collection, and I just looked at the bottom of this can, and I'm a little scared to drink it. I'm not gonna lie to you. Well, I'm not scared anymore, so I'll just go ahead and read you the dates. Shout out to you, Trey Atwood, putting a can by date on this. December 5th, 2018. That's right. We are drinking a 2.5-year-old red ale here. However, the hop aroma and hop flavor is 1 out of 5 on this can. So if this beer tastes good or serviceable, just depending on my preference, I'm not going to give this a fair shake and review it at a fresher date. I just got more beers to get to, and I feel like an older beer that tastes good doesn't need a fair shake. I feel like it's going to taste as good or better fresh if it tastes good old. However, there's one beer, while I'm rambling, I'll just go ahead and pour. There's one beer that defied that, and it's KBS. I did not like KBS. Jesus, that foamed up. Oh my gosh. I don't know if y'all saw that on camera. Man, look at that. These older beers, it's something to do with the carbonation. I can't remember what I learned recently about it. I need to, I don't know, something about cans when they get older, like the carbonate. I don't know. I don't want to say things that I can't describe to you accurately. But yeah, older cans have this issue. Not an XEO thing. I don't think. We can start off with the head. This thing, it looks like I just had the beer in my head. Is it Dirty Bastard from Founders? The Scotch Ale from Founders, Dirty Bastard. Yeah, I think it's Dirty Bastard. One of the first reviews I ever did, maybe my second review ever, was Dirty Bastard. You can find that review way back there. But so it's been a while since I've had Dirty Bastard, but for some reason I'm just recalling that beer. This beer just reminds me of Dirty Bastard. It's got it looks a lot wider on camera, but trust me, it's not khaki. I mean, it's a pretty deep tan. I guess we could say khaki. It's just a real dark khaki, beige tan, whatever you want to call it. It is a frothy beer, but I wouldn't say it's creamy. It does look creamy on camera because of my lighting. but I would say it's more loose and soap-like. Before we get into the examination, I would like to read the back of the can. They kind of describe where they got the name from, and I like to inform people. If you're new to the channel, that's just something I like to do. But dragoons were cavalrymen who were a staple of the British Army in the 17th and 18th centuries. Similarly, our red ale is a staple of our beer lineup, and the color makes us think of British Army redcoats. A beautifully simple ale with a deep red color and easy drinking balance. We'll decide about easy drinking and balance, but I like the marketing there. That I actually just learned about it with you guys. Oh, here's some quick stats. 3 out of 5 on color, don't know what that means. 3 out of 5 on malt body, 2 out of 5 from bitterness, 1 out of 5 hop aroma, 1 out of 5 hop flavor, 5.0% alcohol, so very sessionable beer. Head dissipated, you know, I've been rambling here for, let's say, 3 minutes after I poured this. So I'd just say standard dissipation, at least for the amount of foam that was in there. However, the retention, it doesn't hold up too well. It's just a, you know, just a sheet of foam over the beer now. Again, it's got like a dirty bastard Rogue's Dead Guy Ale kind of look to it. Very caramel, reddish, you know, almost a mahogany color to it. It's just a full-on murk, you know, a full-on, you know, just it almost looks like a dirty water in terms of clarity goes when you just take the hue out of it. And there's tons of particulate matter. I have a very hard time saying that word for some reason. I would say it looks like dust-like material floating around, but there's tons of it. Definitely not the most filtered beer in the world. Caramel malt for days. I'm sure there already wasn't a lot of hop aroma and flavor in here. Anyways, so with it being 2.5 years old, I'm sure this thing is going to be devoid of hop aroma and, you know, in the nose. Yeah, smells a lot like Rogue's Dead Guy Ale. And I know that's not in, I'm not sure Rogue's Dead Guy Ale is intended to be a red ale like this one is. I definitely get a lot of that toffee, caramel, dark, toasty, I don't want to say roasty, a good full toasty bread character. Maybe if I lied to myself, there's just a hint of like a prune or a raisin. But I find I get a lot of that with caramel and toffee anyway, so I'm not sure if it's really in there. I think I get a hint of some metallic off flavors in here. 2.5-year-old beer, off flavors are going to be, you know, start to show probably well before that. Yeah, just a little metallic, little bit of iron in here. I wish I had my book to tell you what the cause of that could be. I think iron, it's coming to me. I think iron, blood, metallic, that comes from old malt. So the malt in here probably is just broke down from being so old, and it's starting to give off a metallic blood iron flavor, aroma anyways. Let's dive into this thing. I know it sounds unpleasant, but I'm not scared of it. Yeah, this one's going to need a fair shake for sure. I'm probably not even going to drink much more of this beer. But I am still going to review it. We're still going to get a grade on this thing. And that's just not fair to this beer. I'm not going to give it a grade. It's just got so much off flavors going on the palate. I do get the caramel in here when I look for it. I do get caramel and toffee in here, but I'm getting very oxidized, cardboardy flavors, dried, papery, dry finish. And this was the first beer I ever had from them, and I know this beer isn't supposed to be this dry. Cardboard paper. The metallic stuff kind of shown more on the aroma, not so much on the flavor. So definitely the cardboard paper. I'm pretty sure that comes from oxidation, and this thing is hella oxidized now for being so old. We'll do a fair shake of this video, of this beer. In the future. I do think there's value in bad beer. You can learn what's bad. For instance, Heineken is traditionally skunked up, traditionally light struck. Pilsner Urquell, traditionally light struck. Although Pilsner Urquell went to brown bottles, I did Instagram post that. Shout out to Pilsner Urquell for doing that. I had a light struck beer from them, worst beer of all time I've ever had. I will never forget that experience. That's when I was only doing reviews on Untapped. And so now that they've transitioned to brown bottles, I'm really curious to get a 6-pack or try to find a single somewhere and finally review the original Pilsner. Back to this beer though. I'm not going to recommend an old 2018 beer. When I do the fair shake, I'll do what am I trying to say? The recommendations. I will do the recommendations on the fair shake video. Since these are hometown favorites, I've got several fair shake videos I need to get to now that I've been on here over a year and I've got some content up on the channel. But I'll try to get to this one a little quicker since this is a flagship from my hometown brewery. Gotta show Dragoon Red Ale the proper respect it deserves, of being reviewed at a fresh canned date. What the hell? I said I wasn't going to give it a grade, but we'll grade it. Not the worst old oxidized beer I've ever had. Took 2 sips. Do I want to drink any more? No, I'm not going to. But it's not as bad as that light struck Pilsner Urquell. And I gave the light struck Pilsner Urquell, at the time I was trying to be generous and I gave it a 1 out of 5. I think if I went back now, I'd give that Pilsner Urquell a 0 out of 5, and then I would give this one a 1 out of 5. But again, 2.5-year-old red ale, not exactly a beer you want to be aging. And I also got it off a warm rack at the same place I always get my warm rack singles on. I just love that place so much because they're down the street. I'm biased. I want to throw my money out. And I do find quality singles on their single racks. It's just hit and miss. I think every singles rack experiences that from time to time. But that'll do it for me in this review. I can't believe I went 15 minutes on a beer that I didn't even really want to drink and didn't even want to grade. But I'm here, and if you watch this, just take this as a lesson in bad beer. Understand that my knowledge in beer, all flavors, comes from drinking bad beers. Do I, am I a guru? Am I a Cicerone? Am I a BJCP? No, but I feel like I know my basics of beer, all flavors, and that comes from experience. You gotta drink bad beer. So just, if you made it to this point, just let that be a lesson to you to take from this video. That is me signing off. The Bearded One, XCO, old beer, 1 out of 5 because it's old, not because XCO is a bad brewery. Cheers.